Okay, so Resident Evil 6, I've been thinking about this game for way too long probably. And the thing is, there's a good game buried in there somewhere. It's just suffocating under 4 campaigns, 17 different tones, and whatever the hell they were thinking with the quick time events. So let me tell you how I'd fix it. And I mean really fix it. Really fix it, not just tweak some stuff around the edges. First thing, we're cutting characters. Aggressively, 4 campaigns is too many, it's just too many. You're constantly getting yanked out of one story just when it's getting interesting, thrown into another one where you've forgotten what's happening, and by the time you get back to the first one, you don't care anymore. It's narrative whiplash. So here's what we're doing, 2 campaigns, maybe 3 if we're feeling generous. That's it. Leon and Helena stay. They're the core. The conspiracy thread, the government angle, the president getting infected, that's solid, that works. Keep it. Chris and Piers stay. The BSAA military response, Chris dealing with trauma, Piers trying to hold him together. Yeah, okay, there's something there. The execution is messy, but the bones are good. Jake and Sherry? Gone. I'm sorry, but they gotta go. Jake's entire storyline feels like it was bolted on because someone said, hey, what if Wesker had a son, and nobody asked if that was actually necessary. It's not. Wesker's dead. Let him stay dead. We don't need Wesker Jr. running around with magic blood that's conveniently the cure to everything. And Sherry, look, I love Sherry. RE2. Sherry? Great. But she doesn't need to be here. She's babysitting Jake for 12 hours while they run from the Ustanak, who is just discount nemesis anyway. If you really need Jake in the story, make him a side character in Leon's campaign, an asset Leon has to extract. 5 missions max. Done. Ada gets demoted. No full campaign. She's an NPC. She shows up, does mysterious Ada things, crosses paths with Leon and Chris, and leaves. You can play as her in maybe 1 or 2 sections for variety, but she's not carrying a whole storyline. The fake Ada clone thing, we're deleting that entirely. Carla Radams is gone. Never happened. That whole subplot is so confusing and adds nothing. So now we've got 2 main campaigns, Leon/Helena and Chris/Piers, and maybe some Ada sections sprinkled in. Already better, we've halved the bloat. Next problem, the villain situation is a disaster. You've got Derek Simmons, who's supposed to be the main bad guy, then you've got Carla pretending to be Ada, then you've got the real Ada doing something, then there's that cult leader guy in Chris's campaign who gets like 10 minutes of screen time. It's too much. Nobody's getting proper development. Here's the fix. Simmons is the only villain. Period. Delete Carla. Delete the whole clone thing. It's unnecessarily convoluted and it makes Ada look stupid, which she's not. Instead, Simmons is using the real Ada. Maybe he's blackmailing her. Maybe he's got leverage on her. Maybe she's playing him and waiting for the right moment to betray him. Keep it ambiguous. That's more interesting anyway. Simmons' motivation needs to be clearer too. In the game he's obsessed with Ada and also wants to maintain world order, but also causes global bioterrorism. It's incoherent. New motivation, Simmons wants controlled chaos. He's going to use the C virus to destabilize governments worldwide, let everything collapse and then rebuild civilization under his control. New world order stuff. He genuinely believes he's saving humanity by purging the weak. He's a eugenicist with bioweapons. Make him scary, make him ideological, and the Ustanak, that big monster chasing Jake, make him Simmons' personal enforcer, his nemesis, his weapon that he sends after anyone who threatens his plan. Give him a reason to exist beyond chase this one guy across 3 continents. One clear villain with one clear plan. Leon's trying to stop the immediate threat. Chris is trying to dismantle the infrastructure. They're attacking the same problem from different angles. The structure of Resident Evil 6 drives me insane. All 4 campaigns are happening at the same time in different locations and you're supposed to piece together how they connect. It's a neat idea on paper. In practice, it's a mess. You know what worked? Resident Evil 2, you play Leon's story, then you play Claire's story, and you see how they intersect. Resident Evil 3 happens during RE2, and they show you the overlap. That works. That's coherent. So let's do that here. Linear structure, chronological, Act 1, Tall Oaks, Leon and Helena. The president gets infected. The outbreak starts. Simmons reveals himself as the architect. They're trying to survive and figure out what's happening. This is your horror section. Tight corridors, limited resources, genuine tension. The city's falling apart around them. Act 2. China, Chris and Piers. The BSAA responds to a massive outbreak in Lanxiang. They don't know it's connected to Tall Oaks yet. They're fighting the C virus infections, dealing with Javo and chrysalids. Chris is broken from losing his team 6 months ago. Piers is trying to keep him focused. This is your action section, but grounded action. Military squads, tactical decisions, not sliding down skyscrapers on motorcycles. Act 3. Convergence. Leon and Chris's paths cross. They share information. Simmons' full plan becomes clear. The final push happens in Lanxiang, where Simmons is launching his endgame. Both teams working toward the same goal from different angles. Ada's involvement gets revealed. Maybe she's been feeding intel to both sides. Maybe she betrays Simmons at the critical moment. Keep it ambiguous whether she planned this all along or improvised. You can swap between campaigns at certain checkpoints. When Leon discovers something, switch to Chris to see how his team reacts to that intel. When Chris takes down one of Simmons' labs, switch to Leon, who now has an opening to get closer to Simmons. Make it feel connected. Make their actions matter to each other. No more replaying the same explosion from 4 different camera angles. No more, wait, when does this happen relative to the other campaign? Just a clear, forward-moving story. This is the big one. The tone of Resident Evil 6 is, it's all over the place. One minute you're fighting zombies in dark hallways, the next you're doing a car chase, then you're fighting a jet with a helicopter, then you're doing a stealth section, then there's a turret sequence. It feels like 5 different games duct taped together. And honestly, it feels like Call of Duty with zombies. That's not a compliment. Resident Evil 4 figured out the balance. It was action heavy, but it still felt tense, still felt like survival mattered. RE5 pushed it too far into action territory, but at least it committed to the tone. RE6 is trying to be everything and it's not good at any of it. Here's what we need to do. Pick a lane. I'd lean into conspiracy thriller with horror elements. Think Resident Evil 2 meets political drama. The horror isn't just monsters, it's the realization of how far Simmons' conspiracy goes, how many people are involved, how much infrastructure is already in place. Less spectacle, more dread. I don't need to fight a dinosaur on top of a moving train. I need to feel like I might not make it out, that every bullet counts, that the zombies are actually threatening. The infected civilians should be tragic. Show them before they turn. Have Leon and Helena trying to evacuate people and watching them get infected. Make it hurt. The game treats zombies like target practice. They should be people, or they were people. That should matter. Chris's trauma needs weight too. The game tells you his team died and he feels bad about it. Okay, show me. Show me the mission that broke him. Show me the faces of the people he lost. Show me him hesitating during a firefight because he's seeing their deaths play out again. Piers isn't just his partner, he's the anchor keeping Chris from completely falling apart. That dynamic should be the emotional core of their campaign, and for the love of God, less yelling. Characters in this game are constantly screaming each other's names. Leon, Chris, Helena, Piers. It's exhausting. Let quiet moments exist, let tension build in silence. The original RE1 worked because of atmosphere, not because everyone was constantly screaming. Cut the one-liners, cut the quips. This isn't a Marvel movie. People are dying, treat it seriously. The ending of Resident Evil 6 is 4 separate boss fights with 4 separate resolutions, and none of them feel satisfying because you're doing them in isolation. New plan, one cohesive finale where both campaigns converge. Leon confronts Simmons directly, stops his nuke plan or whatever world-ending contingency he's got. Simmons doesn't turn into a giant monster 5 times, he's a human villain who gets defeated like a human. Maybe he injects himself with something as a last resort and it goes wrong. Maybe Ada shoots him. Keep it grounded. Chris takes down Simmons' bioweapon production facility, fights the Easternack as a final boss. It's personal because this thing killed BSAA soldiers. Piers' sacrifice stays because that's actually one of the few emotional beats that works in the original. He pushes Chris out, uses the C virus injection to gain temporary power, and holds off the facility collapse long enough for Chris to escape. It's tragic. It works. Ada's role gets clarified. She's been playing Simmons the whole time, feeding information to Leon and Chris. Or maybe she was genuinely working with him until she saw how far he was willing to go. Either way, she's the reason the heroes have a chance. But she disappears before anyone can arrest her. Classic Ada. Post-credits scene, somewhere someone recovers Simmons' research, not the C virus, something older, something fungal, cut to black. That's your Resident Evil 7 setup. The mold, the connections, plant those seeds. No Jake inheriting Wesker's legacy. No, we need his blood for future vaccines nonsense. Wesker's dead, his son doesn't matter. Let that storyline end. There's stuff in RE6 that actually works. Piers' sacrifice is for example, it's genuinely moving. The setup is messy, but the execution is solid. Chris watching Piers choose death to save him, that's good. That's the emotional climax Chris's campaign needs. Resident Evil 6 tried to be everything. Horror, action, thriller, romance, military shooter, conspiracy drama. It tried to serve every type of fan. And in doing that, it failed to be great at anything. You strip it back, 2 campaigns, 1 villain, 1 coherent timeline, and you've got room to breathe. Room to build tension, room for characters to actually develop instead of just shouting each other's names while running from explosions. It should have been a conspiracy thriller with horror elements. Leon uncovering the rot inside the government, Chris dealing with the military response and his own trauma, both of them converging on Simmons before he can complete his plan. Ada in the background, playing everyone. One climax, one ending, one coherent story. Instead, we got 4 half-finished campaigns that feel like they're from different games. We got Michael Bay's Resident Evil. We got a game that doesn't know if it wants to scare you or let you punch boulders. Comment down your suggestions too.